Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Oh, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. All right, welcome to the Tuesday evening Bhagavad Gita class. Joining us on Zoom are Garima Mataji and Shraddha-devi Dasi Mataji, and on our audio conference call today is Sonal Mataji and Sutapa Mataji. And let's see if we have somebody here on Facebook. Let's see there. And we have some of us watching us. So Vidyavadu Devi Dasi is watching us on Facebook. Awesome. Welcome to Facebook. Dandavat Pranams. Please accept my humble obeisances from wherever you're joining. Whichever system you are.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam. Okay. So it's 6 o'clock and we are having the Japa International session going on. So if you can all chant one round of the Hare Krishna mantra with us, and we can all chant in unison. Welcome Priyanka Mataji. You came just in time for us to start the Japa International Circle. Join it from here. You can join it from any part of the world. So let's sit down here. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Ram
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. All right, so thank you so much for joining on a round of the Mahamantra, and this is being done to invoke auspiciousness on this globe. And I would like to welcome more who have joined us here on Facebook. So we also have Priyanka Mataji on Zoom with us here, and as well as Charu Bhatt Mataji. So good to have you here, as well as Soni Mataji, Suruchi Sonia Mataji. And I think on Facebook we have Madhu Shukla Mataji and Ms. Dham Prabhu. Thank you so much for joining together with Vidyavaju Devi Dasi Mataji. Good. So we will get started now. I'm Vidya here. Oh yes. And are you on Zoom or you're on the phone? Okay, yes. Sorry. Thanks for reminding. Can I go to Zoom? Because that number is not working for me. Okay, I will send you on WhatsApp. Okay? The link to join Zoom and the number. Just bear with me. When you get that, then you can move. Also joining us on the voice call. Yeah. Also joining us on voice call. So I can use the same Zoom that we have for the Saturday class? Yes, the same Zoom, Chitra Mataji. Yes, if you want to join us there, then more the merrier. Yeah. Okay, good. Thank you. So Chitra and Vijaya Mataji going to join us in Zoom, and Archana Mataji prefers the voice, so she's there. And then we have Hare Krishna. We have Dheer Madhavi Mataji also over there, and Preeti Radhika is also there. And of course, our Danvat Pranams and our regulars, which is Sonal Mataji and Sudhapa Mataji. They're also joining us here on the audio call. And so we should get started. What do you say? Let me just send the WhatsApp message to Vijaya Mataji so that she can also join us. And Vijaya, right? Okay. Vijaya Mataji joining us, and the Zoom is okay. All right, so we've taken care of that, and we will get ready to with the Mangalacharan prayer. So I'm going to put some of the noisy lines here on mute while we are going to begin recording the audio conference. And we're going to put on mute. And for those of you who are on the Zoom call, if I can just request you to please mute yourself while we are doing the prayers. Does that make sense? Is it okay? And yeah, there. Okay. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Gurau Sri Yuta Padkamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Scha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kant Radha Kant Namastute Tapt Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे रामा राम राम हरे हरे। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। So welcome once again to our call, and let me see who all have been able to join us on the Zoom call here. So we have Chitra is there, she joined us, and I think Vijaya Mataji is still having struggles joining us there. Let's hope she has better luck there. And so we'll get started, and we're reading from which chapter of Bhagavad Gita are we reading? You can unmute yourself and let me know.
6th chapter, Mataji.
Sixth chapter
Verse
we're
number.
doing. All right, very good.
Are unmuted.
Okay, very good. And I'm just muting 2 lines from where I'm getting some noises here. You will know which lines they are. And remember, you can always unmute yourself to answer. And it's a good practice, and it is safe for you also, because we are broadcasting this on Facebook. And anybody can stream things on, say, Facebook and download it. So if you have to speak, it's a good practice to unmute yourself, and then as soon as you're done speaking, then it's good practice to mute yourself, so that this broadcast services will not catch any background sounds which are coming from your home and broadcast it to the whole world like that. Okay, so just those, especially those of you on a Zoom call, just make sure that you that you tried, following that. All right, so let's see, what do we have over here? We have the Zoom meeting. Let's just get going. And the verse for today is 6th chapter. And anybody remember the verse that we're going to have? What verse did we do last time? 43. 43. Good. You are following. You are following. Okay, very good. I have to just test you every now and then. Okay. So coming up is the link on your WhatsApp group for going to. Yeah, Vijay Mataji, stay there. I think you're having trouble joining. Do you need a link to join the WhatsApp or to join the Zoom call, or I sent it to you to your WhatsApp number? Vijay Mataji, can you hear me? We lost her. All right, we'll see. If you can confirm that you got the link, please, those of you who are watching us on WhatsApp and are connected to us on WhatsApp, we're going to do that. And if you are watching us on Facebook, here comes the link.
You got it.
You got it? All righty.
I can hear you, but
Yeah, you can hear. Yeah, you'll be able to hear me, Vijaya Mataji, because you have joined the audio conference. If you want to see us also, then you have to go to Zoom and join the Zoom call. And for Zoom, we have.
Zoom is not going.
Okay, so today you will have. I don't know why it's not going. Maybe we'll have to take it offline with you, because others have joined. There are about 6-7 people on Zoom who have joined on the same number. Yeah. All right. So looks like a local thing. Maybe our Shobha Radhe can help you. Maybe right after this call, she can help you set it up for you. Right. All righty. So now maybe we can start from 6:43. So we have been talking in chapter number 6 primarily about which type of yoga? Dhyana yoga, correct. Right? So we've been talking about Dhyana yoga. And in the Dhyana yoga, Krishna had told Arjuna what are some of the things to do. Krishna and Arjuna had expressed that it's a little bit difficult to do. And Krishna said that, fine, I know, but you can practice it. And but then Arjuna raises a very valid question that, if I start this, if I pursue this route where you're asking me to give up my material activities, and you are saying that continue and to put your mind on the super soul in the heart, but what if I die and I'm not able to achieve success? So very fair and valid question. And then Krishna answers that, and he says that depending on where you were on the level of your devotional service, 2 things can happen to you. So I will take answers. I'm looking for one answer from the one answer from our audio call, and then one answer from our Zoom, so that I can be fair to both sides of the conferences. And then welcome Bhaktin Kamala to the Facebook. And if you have, if on the Facebook, because you're not talking, so you can put as many answers as you like. Just put your comment on Facebook, and I'm watching that as well. So tell me the first type of transcendentalist that Krishna mentions who is not successful. What happens to him? Looking for answer. Okay, so you press the button first. Rachana Mataji, go ahead.
Mataji, Krishna talks about those unsuccessful transcendentalists. He says the person who does a short period of yoga practice, he will be born in righteous family or in aristocratic family.
Okay, good. So that person will be born into a aristocratic family. So the answer was that if a person has not risen to a very high level of devotional service here, the yoga practice, then he will be born into aristocratic family where money is not an issue. Okay, now looking for an answer from Zoom on what about the other type? What about the second type of transcendentalist that we have? Anybody wants to answer? Can you all mute yourself? Unmute yourself. Do you have the privileges to unmute? Just nod your head and tell me yes or no. Okay. Yeah. Hold on. No, I'm waiting for answer from the Zoom call. You have to jump on Zoom to answer this one. Okay. Yeah, we try all techniques to make you come on Zoom. Okay. Yeah. Anybody on Zoom can tell me. And is it that, oh, maybe they're answering and I had switched off. My volume was very low. Okay. Any answers on Zoom?
It takes birth in Acharyas or Goswamis families and then they follow the, then he can continue with his transcendental life.
They can continue with that, right? Okay, so wherever you leave, then you continue with that. Well, Krishna makes an arrangement for you to continue, right?
Yes.
If you are not very advanced devotee and you perish, and then you are placed in a very rich family, Krishna has just made arrangements for you so that you are not stuck with the drudgeries of life. You don't have to worry about where is the food coming and things like that, right? You don't have to work hard. You might have servants to take care of, all those kind of things. But the reality is that it is not necessarily that you will be even able to continue your devotional service from there. So that will has to come from the soul that, okay, Krishna has made some arrangements for me. I need to make the best use of those arrangements because Maya is very alluring, is very, very attractive. So that is the reason that we should not take these yoga practices very lightly, right? Try to get out in this lifetime itself. Don't linger any longer. Don't linger here at all. It's very dangerous in this material world, right? And then for those who are in a righteous family and those who are higher in their devotional service at a much advanced stage, then they will be born into family of transcendentalists, which means where spiritualism is being followed already, right? So from there, they can learn from their parents. Good. So now continuing on to this particular words, and I'm looking at answers coming from Facebook. Yes, Vidya Badhu Mataji has also given the same answers for the low and the high, highly advanced yogis. And welcome Dilip Bhai Patel Prabhu to the call over here. And so now we are going to get a little bit deeper into this, that, you know, after you are born like that, right? Then what happens after you're born into a family of, of rich, of transcendentalists which are there, or even if you are, born into a
Rich.
a family which is rich. Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhashana. Into a rich family, then also, the atmosphere is there for you to continue from there. So today's verse is Tatritam buddhi samyogam labhate parvadehikam yatate jatato buhya samsiddho kurunandana. And I just realized that I need to share, right, this screen for all of you on Zoom so that you can see, and also the Facebook. So let me just share my screen here, and I'm going to share this screen on window Firefox, share. And please confirm that you can see this on your screen, Zoom Walas.
Yes, Mataji, we can.
Okay, you can see that? Okay. So that's the verse that I'm talking about today. Tatritam buddhi samyogam labhate parvaptehikam yatate jatato buhya tam siddho kurunandana. The synonyms are tatra means thereupon, tam means that, buddhi samyoga means revival of consciousness, labhate gains, parvadehikam from the previous body, yatate he endeavors, cha also, tataha thereafter, bhuyaha again, samsiddhau for perfection, kuru nandana, O son of Kuru. Translation: on taking such a birth, he revives the divine consciousness of his previous life, and he again tries to make further progress in order to achieve complete success, O son of Kuru. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. King Bharat took his third birth in the family of a good Brahmana, is an example of good birth for the revival of previous transcendental consciousness. King Bharat was the emperor of the world, and since his time, this planet has been known among the demigods as Bharat Varsha. Formerly, it was known as Ilavrit Varsha. The emperor at an early age retired for spiritual perfection, which is Raja Bharat, King Bharat, but failed to achieve success. In his next life, he took birth in the family of a good Brahmana and was known as Jarbharata because he always remained secluded and did not talk to anyone, Jarbharat. And later on, he was discovered as the greatest transcendentalist by King Rahugana. From his life, which is Jarbharat's life over 3 lifetimes, it is understood that transcendental endeavors or the practice of yoga never go in vain. By the grace of the Lord, the transcendentalist gets repeated opportunities for complete perfection in Krishna consciousness, right? So very good news over here, that transcendental endeavors or the practice of yoga never go in vain. Now, of course, King Bharat was at a very high level. Okay, so before we go there into the discussions, we will go and have a look at the synonyms one more time. So we say that dehinam, yatha dehe kaumaram yovanam jara tatha dehantar praptir dhiras tatra namohyati. So what Krishna says later in Bhagavad Gita in the previous chapters is that just as the soul passes through various bodies in a lifetime, from childhood to youth to old age, like that, similarly at the end of the life, the soul just goes into another body. So it should not bewilder anybody. Okay? So we know that the soul goes through different kinds of bodies, right? Different stages while it's there in one particular situation, and then after that it goes to another body. So what is the Sanskrit for previous body?
Purvadehikam.
Parvadehikam. Everybody say Parvadehikam.
Devicam.
Yeah, there you go. You got it. Right. And then in the translation, Prabhupada was saying that when one takes such a birth, he revives the divine consciousness of his previous life. He revives it. Right? He revives it. So what is the Sanskrit for reviving your divine consciousness?
Buddhi samyogam.
Buddhi samyogam, right? Buddhi samyogam is you are reviving the divine consciousness. Okay, very good. And then if you want, but now yoga, they failed, right? So there was a failure there. They could not achieve whatever they had set as the goal. And the perfection of yoga is to be able to see Krishna in your heart, right? So we are all endeavoring for perfection, right? So we will be making progress again in this life to endeavor for perfection. What is the Sanskrit for perfection?
Samsiddho.
Okay. And if you achieve perfection and if you get it, what are you going to say that in Sanskrit? If you get perfection. This is a tricky one.
Yatate.
What is the meaning for yatate in English?
That is endeavors.
Yeah.
Endeavor.
So,
Labhate, Mataji, labhate.
labhate for 75 points, correct. Labhate, he gains it, he gets it, right? So he again tries to make further progress in order to achieve complete success. So he gains it, labhate, labh, right? So you get it like that, okay? So 3 new words here, right? Parvadehikam, samsiddhau, and labhate, right? Buddhi samyogam, 4. Right? Buddhi samyogam, labhate, samsiddhau, parvadehikam. Right? Okay. So now in the purport, Prabhupada has talked about King Bharat's story there. And the key point here is the word revive. Right? So apart from the scriptures, where have you heard about the word revive in your life?
In medical field, like
In the
somebody
medical
was
field?
revived from unconscious, being unconscious.
Being unconscious. And who is this?
Oh, Preeti Radhika had to jump
Okay.
over.
Okay, I was not able to see your name.
Zoom.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
All right.
Chaitanya also uses the same account.
Same
so
account, isn't it? I
definitely.
get confused. Yeah, okay, good, good.
Sorry.
Because once I saw her, then I thought she jumped in. Welcome, Divyangi Mataji. If you want to do some exercise, you can also jump on Zoom. she's joined on the audio call. Yeah. And so yeah, so one thing, and since Divyangi is here, Divyangi, you had asked me a question about liberation, and I will answer that in this session itself so that I don't have to write. I've been writing since morning, here and there, things like that. Okay, so yeah, so you said that you use the word revive in the medical term, right? In the medical area. So can you briefly explain in 3 sentences what exactly reviving is? Do we have any doctors here? If not, we'll give it to Preeti to operate. Okay, Preeti, all yours.
Thank you, Ma. So, revive is almost very synonymously used for resuscitation, which is like if somebody became unconscious, that do they lack oxygen? So they will provide oxygen, or whatever the reason may be. So they'll remedy it so that the person can gain consciousness back.
They get it back, right?
And then,
it's not lost, right?
yes.
It is
yeah.
not lost. They are not dead, right?
Yeah.
Completely dead. It looks like they are dead, but they are able to revive it. If they are able to revive it, then according to the Shastras, they are not dead.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, good. So, and Prabhupada is using the word revive here in the translation. So this is all again emphasizing the fact that your devotional service is not going to die. Because with death, as we understand in the material world, everything goes away, everything finishes off, right? So here we understand that it's just that, you change some body, so you have to, do some adjustments. If you move from one home to another home, right? You pack everything here and then over there you have to unpack, right? So similarly, you have taken birth in a new family, you have to again just revive it. So he's saying that you can revive it. And the example that Prabhupada has given is a very fantastic example of King Bharat. Okay, so who would like to give me in 4 short sentences the story of King Bharat? Who has been reading the Bhagavatam very arduously?
I can tell it, but I want to give others chance.
You want to give others chance? Very good.
Yeah.
You already got a discount for going back to Godhead for that wonderful thought. Okay, anybody wants to take the story of King Bharat? You can unmute your King Emperor Bharat. You can unmute yourself and tell me the story here. If not, then the Zoom walas will take it. They are ready to go. Okay, and Krishna Yachina Prabhu, welcome to the call here. Happy to have you, and Rani, so happy to have you. Is Atharva also with you, Rani, there on Facebook? Okay. Yeah, and Vijaya Mataji joined us on Facebook as well, so at least she can see us. So anybody on Zoom wants to give us? Preeti has given has given the choice. Anybody else wants to tell us? Then please go ahead, tell us. Nobody knows the story of King Bharat?
Mataji, I know it, but I'm not
Hold on.
confident.
Okay, so Dheer Madhavi on the phone took it up. Okay, yes. Yeah, okay, go ahead, tell. Okay.
So yeah, should I go ahead?
Yes, go ahead, Dheer Madhavi.
So thank you, Mataji, for giving me opportunity.
Speak a little bit speak a little bit loudly and slowly, because your voice has to jump from my phone into my computer to be heard by those on Facebook and Zoom.
Okay. So okay, sure, Mataji. I try. So King Bharat is the king. That's why the question is like as you explained previously. So like he left. He was king, and then he left everything, his kingdom, wife, and all the opulence, and went to meditation. In short story, meditation in the forest. So where he was meditating, and for a long time, and then one day he was meditating, and then there's a lion chasing one deer. So he was watching. Bharat was watching, and then that lion chased the deer, and then deer was pregnant, and she was trying to cross the river, cross the river because of the lion, and she miscarried this child. So and she died. So that King Bharat, he was very compassionate, and then he bring that baby deer. So so he started taking care of baby deer every day, and then his meditation. He got distracted by the deer, and he just forget to do meditation.
Okay, so Dheer Madhavi, I wanted the story in 4 sentences. You are over quota. Yeah, so now give me the rest of it in 2 sentences. Yeah, 3.
So yeah.
Besides.
So he ended up like with the thinking of deer, and he took next birth in deer.
Okay.
And in deer life, he remembered his previous, like he was meditating and all that.
Yes.
And so when he died, he took birth as a Jad Bharat. He got this. So he remembered everything from his previous life, and then King Rahuguna know that like he's something big shot, big person.
Knew he's a big shot, right? So in line with what we are discussing here, thank you so much, Dheer Madhavi, for remembering all that and giving us the details as well. And sorry I had to cut you short, but yeah. In the light of what we are looking at, the key thing that we are to take, the key takeaway from King Bharat's story, and there are so many takeaways from his life, but the key takeaway for us is that your devotional service, you're able to revive it in the next life, right? He was able to revive it even in the body of a deer. Now here we are talking about unsuccessful transcendentalist, and he was one because he was meditating on the Lord, but he, even in the body of the deer, now this is Krishna's special mercy to him. We had said that if you are very highly, and he was at a very high stage actually, king of devotional service, King Bharat, but still there was a fall down, right? And according to what the 2 verses that we have studied in the previous 2 weeks, where should he have been born? He was an unsuccessful transcendentalist, very high in progress. Where should he
Transcendentalist family.
He should have been born in the family of a transcendentalist, right? So that he can revive. But see, this is Krishna's special mercy. So King Bharat's story is Krishna's special mercy, that he didn't get born. He was not born in the family of a transcendentalist. He was born in the family of a deer. So we have to remember this thing, that the verse from Bhagavad Gita, yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tajyate ante kalevaram tam tam evati konteya sada tad bhav bhavita, that the yam yam vapi verse overrides. So he thought about a deer, he got into the body of a deer. But then Krishna can do his mercy and give you his mercy from any time, any place, anywhere. So even though King Bharat was in the body of a deer, it's just the body which is the deer. The soul is still there. The subtle body with all the memories is still there. It's just inside, encased in a different kind of a gross body. So Krishna made sure that he remembers his previous life. Now we don't remember our previous lives like that, right? Do you? Do you remember what you had for dinner after you finished class last week? Do you remember that? Right? We don't even remember what we had for lunch yesterday. It's so difficult for that's the kind of memory that we have. But Krishna gave him the memory of his previous life, and then he didn't drink the milk of his mother, because it says that there are certain people that you can give up, and among that it says of a father, a guru, a mother, a king, and a demigod. If they are not able to help you gain Krishna consciousness and leave this material world, it's okay for you to leave them. For example, Bali Maharaj left his spiritual master because he was taking him against Vishnu. And so similarly here also, that the deer knew that this is my mom is a deer, right? So my mom is a deer. My mom cannot teach me devotional service because she's in an animal body. So what he did not drink the milk. And if a child doesn't drink milk, what happens? He died. And then he dies. So he has suffered whatever the sentence he's supposed to suffer because of attachment to a deer. And then he dies because Krishna gives him that memory so that he can leave that body. And then he's born in a family of a transcendentalist. He was born in a family of a Brahmana, right? And then his father used to teach him and try to teach him and things like that. But he was very, very smart. He had become super smart there. He said, I don't want to get into any of this. I was a king in the previous thing. And, Brahmana rituals, people will say this, that, I might get attached to somebody if I do that. All that memory was there in his head. And he's saying, no. I don't want to do any of that. Better I just keep quiet and pretend as if I don't know anything at all. And I will just pursue my devotional service like that. Till he gets discovered, as Dheer Madhvi Mataji told us, that King Rahugana discovers that he's actually a very high caliber transcendentalist, and his teachings are there in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So we have to remember that Krishna will take care. After there's a failure, Krishna will take care of it. Now, what happens to us actually when we go through these failures in life? Right? When we are going through these failures in life, the problem is that there are slogans that tell you that every failure is a pillar to success, right? So from every failure, we should learn something, like how Raja Bharat learned something. And in the next life, he did not repeat that mistake. He said, okay, I need to get out of this place. Right? No more deer business for me. So for King Rahugana, for King Bharat, it was a deer. D-E-E-R. That's how you spell deer, the animal, right? But for us, it is D-E-A-N-R, right? So anything that you hold dear to yourself becomes your dear and will be a cause of your downfall in devotional service. So be very careful, that bring in an element of detachment. Now, detachment doesn't mean rude behavior with your near and dear ones. It doesn't mean not doing your duty, not like that. Just do your duty. Don't expect anything out of that. Focus your attention on Krishna, like that. So when we read stories of King Bharat, and we trace him through the 3 lifetimes that that we trace there in Srimad Bhagavatam, we are able to see, like, okay, fine. What if he failed as a king? That is fine. But then he got that experience, and then he did something completely which a king would not have done. He would have not done that, maybe very likely not have done that in his life as a king, because when you're king, you're all powerful. People respect you. You don't want to come across that I'm stupid, right? So he had to go through those successes, failures, and then only in the when he was born as Bharat in the family of a Brahmana, then he said, I will rather look stupid to people as well, so that nobody comes close to me, nobody gets me married, nobody asks me to do like that. He did that. So when you see a series of failures like that, and we are looking at it, after all the facts have happened millions of years ago. This is a story from Satyuga. So all that has happened, it's finished, it's gone. And now it's very easy for us to analyze and say, yeah, I see the pattern. Oh, yeah, right, like that. Because what they say is that hindsight, right? When you measure eyesight, how do you measure eyesight? How is our eyesight measured? How about when the doctor says,
20 by 20,
what is the meaning of 20 by 20? What does it mean actually?
like a perfect vision, like your um far sighted and near sighted are perfect, which is 20 by 20.
Yeah. So 20 by 20 technically means that if I put an object 20 feet away from you, right? So if you are standing 20 feet away from an object, you will see the object perfectly as it is. Your eyes are like that. You will be able to see it. This is 20 by 20. If your eyesight is poor, so then the numbers will change. The 120 will remain the same. So there will be a 20, right? But then because your eyesight is not good, so you have to come closer to that. And your eyesight might be 8 by 20. So what it means is that if I put an object 20 feet away from you, you won't be able to see it clearly. You have to move at least 8 feet close to the object to be able to see it properly, right? So a lower number means bad eyesight, like that, right? So so that's how they calculate your diopters and your lens and all that, right? The doctor says negative and positive and all that. So anyway, what I was trying to say was hindsight. Hindsight is, you are seeing not things when they're happening. Hindsight is things have already happened. So there's a saying which says that hindsight is always 20 by 20. It's perfect vision. As Preeti said, 20 by 20 means we have got perfect vision. Why? Because it's gone, it's done, it's finished, right? And what is there now? You're just analyzing it. So it's very easy to see the connection between your failures after the fact, after you have achieved your success, right? And that is where our problem lies. Because Arjun is talking about failure here, right? He's saying, what if I fall down? What if I fall down? What's going to happen to me, right? So at that point, we might not be able to see that this fall down is actually a step that will take us to another success. Now, of course, if Jar Bharat was to look back and say, okay, all these failures that I got from there were really helping me move towards Godhead, like that. So that's the problem that we have here, that we can't see. At the time that it is happening, we can't see, we were bewildered. We can only look back and connect the dots. We cannot look forward because we don't know the future. We don't know what other problems are going to come to our life, or also what goodness this current failure that I'm going through is going to lead to in the future. And that is why these reassurances from Krishna to Arjuna, it comes to our aid, right? Because we can't see. But we know Krishna said that even if you are not successful in your devotional service, still I will make sure that you're born in the right situation, and then you will revive your consciousness over there. Okay, so I will stop over here and take questions, comments, suggestions, criticisms, analysis, whatever comes to your mind. Okay, Hare Krishna, Archana Mataji.
Yeah, Mataji, I just want to share a reflection. Can I say something, Mataji?
Absolutely, yes, you may.
Yeah, Mataji. The example of King Bharat, it certainly gives me hope that even if if we are focused or fixed in our goal of life, which is Krishna praying, and even if we are unsuccessful in many births, still we can attain the love of Godhead. As Krishna, he sees our sincere endeavors or efforts, and he showers his unlimited grace by reviving our divine consciousness. So this is the way I think.
Okay, good. So for those of you, but on the Zoom, are you able to hear?
No,
Mataji.
not very clearly.
Very clearly. So I'll repeat. Yeah, I will repeat. Yeah. And yeah, so if possible, try to join on Zoom, and I'll repeat it. So what you were saying was that she found the verse to be very reassuring because she's on the path of devotional service, and to know that even if you fail, then Krishna will make arrangements and will also revive it revive the consciousness, the divine consciousness, the consciousness that I have to pursue devotional service and things like that. Yeah.
Yes,
Any?
Mataji.
Yeah.
Gives,
Any other? Go ahead. Priyanka, go ahead.
yes, Mataji. It gives hope, and also I feel very after hearing these words, I feel a comfort. Like when a child is in trouble and rushes to his parents and find the comfort the same way. I mean, this verse gives a lot of comfort that you if you make mistake, I am here, and I'll revive you, protect you, and so it's
Yes, exactly. It's like, and we sing that in the prayers in the morning, right? Bhumau skalita padanam bhumireva avalambanam mai jata paradhanam tvameva sharanam prabhu, right? So if I fall down, just if you fall down on the ground, then the ground is there to support. It's only ground only that will support you. Similarly, here you also, if we fail in our devotional service, right, then Krishna is there to catch us. He will catch you. You just have to have faith. That's why they say take a leap of faith, right? So you jump into a devotional life, you make whatever sacrifices you have to make to live a devotional life, a spiritual life, and then even if you're unsuccessful, it doesn't matter. Now, this kind of a thing does not happen in material life. You have to leave everything, everything. The only thing that goes with you is your devotional service, devotional practice. So, which is good. So invest in the right place. Invest on, there are short-term stock that you invest in, and then there are long-term stocks that you invest in, right? So invest in the long term. Short term is not good. Invest in the long term. So invest in things that you can use over multiple lifetimes. Short-term gains are, and what is the Sanskrit for gain? Labhate, labhate, labhate. Yes, very good, right? So don't go for short-term gains, and don't go for gains that you have to give up when you have to leave this body. Go for something that you can carry with you, like that. Okay, yeah, more questions, reflections.
Hare Krishna Ma.
Yeah.
So you, in the end, almost you had mentioned that failures are pillars of success, and we don't know the bigger plan of God behind failures. Reminded me of Chitraketu's story. So can I just tell that in 2 sentences?
The sentence is very good. I like precise.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Chitraketu was a very good king and very righteous king, and he had many queens but no child. So sage Narada, Angira blesses him with a child, but the child, because the other wives were jealous, so they poisoned him. He dies. That brings loss of grief to the king Chitraketu.
Oh, we are losing you, Preeti.
But since he was traveling. Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So then one day he was traveling by aeroplane, and he sees Mother Parvati sitting on Shiva's lap, and he laughs kind of condescendingly, but he didn't really truly laugh like that. He just found it weird that, oh, Shivji is sitting in the assembly of sages, and why is he having his wife on the lap? That's not appropriate or something. And Mother Parvati hears it, and she curses him that you'll become a demon in your next life. And he takes it very well. He says, Mother, I'm sure there's something good behind it. And then he says a bunch of things, that happiness, distress comes on its own accord, and curses also come on its own accord because of our past karma. And then next birth, he becomes Vritasura, who is, and that was Krishna's plan, because when he gets killed by Indra, he goes back to Godhead, because Krishna wanted to expedite his coming back to Godhead. So the curse was actually, which felt very bitter, that he'll be born in a body of a Brahmana, a demon. He remembered.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. And so Preeti added a lot of ands to make it one sentence. But it's a big story. It's a big story. There's no way that you could have done that. But thank you for being precise. So yeah. And so then if you go back and see the point where Parvati is cursing Chitraketu, that you become a demon. at that point in time, we can't connect the dots, right?
Mhm.
We can't connect the dots. But at that time, look at Chitraketu's behavior. He accepted it. Chitraketu could have cursed Parvati back. He could have done that, but he doesn't do it. And he accepts that. So a good behavior has to come from our side also, which Chitraketu's life is telling us. Yes, thank you so much for sharing that. Anything else?
I like Mataji, the thing which you mentioned, like when there were two options for the transcendentalist to go back, but then Krishna make it yam yam vapi smaran bhavan, that he
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Sutapa, yes.
Yes. Mataji, sometimes we feel very low if we do some aparadh or something we cannot do properly. So we think that what will happen, and but what I got from this verse that we should not feel like that way, because we should stand up again and do the devotional service. Maybe sometimes it can go up and down, but we should stick to it, because because Krishna will be there to bring us back on the path.
Yes. So Sutapa Mataji said that we are always worried about the results of devotional service, whether it will succeed or not. And she's saying don't focus too much on the results, because Krishna will take care of it, right? And yes, that is true. And that's what these two verses are saying. And also a word of caution there. What do you think is the word of caution there? Anybody wants to jump in?
So that we don't become complacent that, oh, Krishna is going to take care.
Yeah.
So not put our 100%.
Yes. You have to continue to put your 100%. You have to continue to do that. And then, Krishna will take care of you. So don't dump everything. As apparently on the top, it might appear that this verse is telling us that, but that's not what it is. The deeper inner meaning is that, yes, I will do my duty. Karmanevadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana, right? That's what Krishna says, that you have a right to perform your duty, but you have no rights to results. So you have to do your duty properly. And then, yes, Krishna will take care of, but don't, like Sutapa said, that don't get paranoid about, like, what if I fail? What if I fail? Like, have the faith that Krishna is your father and he will take care of you. Just as bhume is kaluta padanam, bhume reva avalambanam, right? Yeah. Yeah. Any other thoughts? Any questions, any suggestions before we call it a day on this call? It's about 7 o'clock here.
Mataji,
Yeah.
can we tell about the Vaishnava aparadh a little bit? You asked me to ask in the class.
I asked you to ask Sundar, and thank you for reminding that, because is Divyangi also still here with us? I promise that I will answer her question as well. Yeah. So last week I had talked about impediments in our devotional service, right? So what are the impediments? We talked about two impediments in our devotional service, and what were those two impediments?
One was attachment and Krishna's desire.
Yeah, you are right on Krishna's desire, so you get 50%. All right.
Vaishnava Prad.
Other one was Vaishnava Aprad. Yes. So there were two impediments, and the other one is Vaishnava Aprad, right? So then Vaishnava Aprad means you're doing something wrong to the Vaishnava, right? So then who is a Vaishnava?
One who has implicit faith in Krishna and surrenders to Krishna.
One who has implicit faith in Krishna and surrenders to Krishna is one answer. Any other answers coming up?
one who said Krishna name
The
once.
devotional service.
One at a time, one at a time.
One who said Krishna name once.
One who has said, yes. Actually, there's a very interesting pastime in the Chaitanya Charitamrita where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is explaining who a Vaishnava is. And as he evolves and evolves and evolves that answer, I mean, one thing about one definition of the term Vaishnava is that, and trying to distinguish that from the Brahmana, right? So, you know, we have been talking about Vaishya, Shudra, right? And Kshatriya, and then Brahmanas, right? We have been talking about these 4 varnas. So the Brahmana are the priestly class. They are priests. The priest is one who will know that, you know, how to conduct a wedding, how to conduct a funeral, and so on and so forth, right? From the Shastric perspective, he'll know that. He knows Shastras. And he also knows Brahman. He knows that there is spiritual things. He will know that. But usually the Brahmanas are monoists. They try to merge into the Lord. But a Vaishnava is one who worships Vishnu or Krishna, right? So that is the definition of Vishnu. Then when it comes to worship, then the question is that, what is worship of Krishna? How do I worship Krishna? Who am I, you know, what do I need to do to be called a worshipper of Krishna? And that's very beautifully answered by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Chaitanya Charitamrita. And he says that one who takes the name of Krishna even once is a Vaishnava. So now going back to your question, Sutapa Mataji, that aparad is that you're doing something wrong to them. And now we know that a Vaishnava is somebody who has said the word Vaishnava, Krishna, even once in his life. So we have to be very, very careful in our dealings with other people, because we don't know. They might have chanted Hare Krishna once. For example, it could be a person doesn't look like a devotee at all. No tilak, no kantimala, no nothing, right? But as far as you are concerned, you know, to have that doubt in your head that maybe this person is Vaishnava, he could be out on the streets, and then some Hare Krishna person would have come, some book distributor would have come and given him a book and said, okay, now I'm going to chant and you repeat after me. That's what we do, right? We make them chant the Hare Krishna mantra. And why do we make them chant the Hare Krishna mantra? Because we want them, you know, to at least chant the name of Krishna once in their lifetime, like that. So that is our mood. That is our mood, right? It's not that anybody chants Hare Krishna just once like that is now a Vaishnava is going to go back to Godhead. That's not the case, right? It's just he has added a little bit of a sukriti to his resume that, okay, you know, something can happen to me in the future. Something good can happen to me in the future. So when it comes to Vaishnava aparad, then the question is, okay, then what are some of the aparadhas that you can do? So tell me, what are some of the aparadhas they can do to anybody? It could be a husband, could be a child, it could be an acquaintance, it could be boss, it could be subordinate, it could be sibling, parents. Yeah, all of them could be Vaishnavas, right? So what is an aparadha that we can do? Examples of aparadha.
To root to them.
Say that again. There was too many answers, so I couldn't hear any one of them.
We can root to them. Or
You are rude to them. Okay, yes, you're rude to them. Yes. Can anybody give me an example from the Shastras of how one was rude to somebody and it was considered to be a Vaishnava aparadha?
Mataji, for to Dhruv Maharaj, you see, his mother was rude to him.
Which mother?
And Suniti,
What? Which mother?
a stepmother.
Stepmother. That's the point, right? Yeah, that's the emphasis point, right? Yeah. Stepmother, yes, was rude. Exactly right.
She was to him.
And it's a very interesting story because at the time when she was rude, Dhruv Maharaj was only 5 years old. He didn't even look
Yes.
like a Vaishnava. He was a Kshatriya. So we have to be very, very careful because people can become Vaishnavas in the future. And so if you are doing aparadh to a future Vaishnava, it does get added to your list of offenses that you have done. You have to be very, very careful. Like we were discussing last Saturday in our Bhakti Vrix, that karmana gahna, the intricacies of karma are very, very difficult to understand. Karma is very intricate. Yes, good. So that's one aparadh that you can do. What else can you do?
envy.
You can envy them. Thank you, Sonal Mataji, for 50 points. You can envy them. Okay, what else? What else can you do to a Vaishnava?
Blaspheme them.
Blaspheme them. Very good. That's a big one, actually. That's a very big one. Blaspheming them, criticizing them, like that, right? What about promising and not keeping your promises to them? Is that an aparad?
Yes, Mataji, because you are creating hope to that person who you promised.
Yes, yes. So you see, and not following their instructions is an aparad. Promising them something and then not doing them, not keeping your promises over there, right? And then also, it actually comes under the category of blasphemy as well, but there are some precise situations where you could be doing that, doing a Vaishnava aparad, is that there's a saint and he's nice, but the saint has got a previous life. He was not a previous life in the sense that in this body itself, he has a past, so to speak. And so he has not been doing good things, whatever. And what we do is that we harp on those. Instead of looking at the saint who's in front of us, we say, do you know what happened 30 years ago? He beat his wife, like that, right? We should not do that. That's a very big Vaishnava aparad, right? Whether he beat his wife or not, whether it's true or not, even if it is true, then Krishna will take care of that. It's already in the past, like that, right? Or if it's something very, very concerning to you, you can just quietly go and tell to some authority who's there and let them take care. Don't let it dwell in the mind, right? So, Vaishnav aparad is very, very powerful because usually what we say is, oh, I did this, oh, I did that, I killed a cow accidentally, what should I do? So then you go, the Karam Kandi activity, what do you do if you kill a cow? What do you think the priest is going to tell you? You go and tell them that I killed a cow, I was driving very fast and I rammed into a cow, I don't know from where the cow came in front of my car, but it's dead now. So if you go to a Karam Kandi priest, what is the likely thing he'll tell you to do? From your real life.
Donate a cow.
Donate a cow, yes, right? Right? He'll ask you to donate a cow or take care of some other sick cow, right? And or if the cow was not dead, was just hurt, then take care of this cow for the rest of your life, like that. Or sometimes they might even say, make a little, donate a cow made of gold, right? So you make a little cow made of gold and you donate that, right? That's what they do. This is Karam Kandi activity, right? What do we say here? What you do? You chant Hare Krishna, right? You chant Hare Krishna and you will be absolved of, the problems that the sins that you have created, because chanting the holy names of the Lord in the pure way is real devotional service to the Lord, right? And however, there are two kinds of sins that we can do, which even chanting cannot remove. And one of them is Vaishnav aparad. And the other one is that you are sinning on the strength of chanting the holy names of the Lord. That is, you commit sins thinking, doesn't matter, tomorrow I'll get up at 4 o'clock. Anyways, I'm chanting. I can do this. It'll all get negated. It'll all get, fucked up. So you cannot do that. So then comes the question that what do I do if I do a Vaishnava aparad? Chanting is not going to help me.
You do your best to apologize and fix what happened.
To apologize to whom?
To the Vaishnava
To the
that
Vaishnava.
you committed offense against.
Can you give me an example of a story from scriptures?
Yes, Mataji, Durvasa Muni and King Ambarish Maharaj.
Yes, Durvasa Muni answer is coming right off the Zoom and also on the audio conference call there. Yes, it's a very popular story, right? Durvasa Muni went all the way to Vishnu and Vishnu said, I can't do it. I can't help it. My Sudarshan Chakra is following you because you did Vaishnava Pradha, and only the Vaishnava can do that. But Vaishnavas are very, very soft-hearted. They will forgive you if you ask them to forgive them, right? Okay. And then there was a question that Divyangi Mataji had asked, and it had to do with liberation. So what do you think is liberation, those of you who are here in the class? When we say this person is liberated, In day-to-day terms, what do you think it is?
That Mataji, he is not excessively attached to the material things, and he is like he's not moved by a lot of happiness or distress.
Okay.
So
So,
like,
so the dualities of the nature stop affecting him.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. And
And maybe that person know that who is liberated, like he know that all the material stuff is like in right or I but then one verse Krishna says that he know but who know that his only material body is acting is not doing anything. So that person is not attached to the material thing, and that person is liberated.
okay, so a person is not attached to material things, so you're liberated. Okay, so let's take a step back. If you are in a prison and you get out of that prison, can we say you are liberated? In the day-to-day terms.
No.
And why not?
You're still in the material mode.
No, I'm saying from the mundane terms, from day-to-day terms, I'm asking this question. Day-to-day terms, a person is there in the prison and somebody comes and breaks all the walls of the prison. All the prisoners come out. They are liberated, right? If there are some shackles that are tying you, we cut the shackles, you're liberated.
He has to take the responsibility of what the karma he has done.
Yeah, but I'm asking the question on a mundane plane. From the mundane perspective,
that
right?
That person is free. Like,
It's free, exactly, right? You're out of the prison, you are free, right? Right? Now, exactly. So now I'm in a prison. Suppose I'm in a prison and I have a sentence for 15 years, but they allow me to go and meet my family, right? People sometimes also have conjugal visits, right? Husband is in the jail, wife is outside, they need to start a family. So they allowed visits like that. So what happens? They go visit and then they come back again to the jail, right? Husband will go meet the wife, again come back. Or man will go meet the parents, take care, like, parents are dead. Somebody has to cremate them and the son is in the prison. So they will allow the son to go out and do the cremation and then come back again, right? So can we call, when he's out, can we call him that he's liberated? No, yes. And that's the correct answer. He's not liberated. So liberation from the material world means that you are not coming back. You are not coming back as a prisoner. That is liberation, that you have come out of the cycle of birth and death, right? You have gone to Golok, Vrindavan, Vaikuntha planets, wherever, but you're not coming back. That is true liberation. Now, that person who's liberated might decide to come back to this world again to take care of the others who are suffering over here. Or he might come with Krishna because Krishna has come here for some pastime, or Ram has come for some pastime, or, Narsingham, whatever, if he's part of that entourage, then he can come there. But that coming is a different thing. And Prabhupada explains that he says that if there's a prisoner is in the prison, then he is a prisoner. But the warden of the jail also stays there. Is he a prisoner?
No.
No, right? The governor goes to meet all the prisoners on some occasion. He's inside the prison. Is he a prisoner?
No.
No, right? So this means that people can be inside a prison, but it's not necessarily that they are all in prison, right? And also, if a person is outside the prison, it doesn't mean that he's free. If he has to come back again to the prison, we'll say he's still a prisoner. If his sentence is over, everything is clear, he has come out of the prison, then he's free. That he doesn't have to go back into that. That is freedom, that is liberation, right? So the question somebody had asked was that, Divyangi, was that, when we are doing devotional service to the Lord, and we're chanting the names of the Lord, we have gone into the transcendental plane, right? That's what we say. But then we come back and make some mistakes in our life. So are we switching back and forth between going to liberated state because we were chanting and then coming back again to this material state because we're that? So are we oscillating between liberation and, transcendental and material, transcendental and material? Are we liberated and not liberated? No. As long as you are keeping coming back over here to do some materialistic activities, then you are not liberated. You're just you're just going
Hare
from
Krishna.
one room in the prison to another room in the prison, maybe, but you're still in the prison.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. There was a there is a book known as Salted Bread. I read that, and in that, Mataji, it is said that the Russians were in the prison, and they had they had taken away their beads also, so that they cannot chant. And out of bread only they made the beads, and they started chanting. And Mataji, when I read that, I felt that they were, even in the prison, they were liberated from the heart, and they were only thinking of the Lord. And I feel it is the state of your mind where the liberation stays, I feel. Is it right?
Yeah, what you're saying is right, but it doesn't relate to what we are talking about right now, right?
Okay.
You're talking about something very different. You're saying that one can be prisoned and can inside a prison like that, right? Like a jail, and he can be doing devotional service to the Lord, right? That's a totally different aspect. Here, what we are talking about is that you are in a jail, and every now and then you go out and come back in again. Are you liberated or not? Right?
No, you're not
And
liberated.
that's the question. That if I chant, right, like the same person who made beads out of the bread, right, out after the bread crumbs, and then started chanting. So if he chants in the morning and then goes and fights in the afternoon with somebody, does something else bad in the evening, then again comes in the morning and chants, will you call that person liberated? That's the question. You won't call him liberated, right?
No,
Liberation means completely out, right? Like that.
So in that matter, how do we know that the person is not coming back or the person is come back? Like in India, like in North Indian, everyone says like, किसको पता है कि कौन कौन सोर्स पहुंच गया है और क्या हो गया? Very. So how do you know?
And my question there is that why do we even want to know? Because as far as devotional service is concerned, you have to take care of yourself first, right? You have to focus on.
But like you're saying that that person is completely out of cycle. So how do we know that?
You will not know. I mean, because, and I'll tell you why. Because you see, Krishna was there during the Mahabharata, right? He was here, and people did not know. Did everybody know that he was God? Forget about a liberated person. Even when God comes, people don't know, right? So you will not know, because and when Krishna came here, he looked like a human being, right? Except for he did phenomenal things, but he looked like a human being. So it is difficult. It is difficult to know. It is difficult to know because they look like human beings. They look like human beings, right?
For those kind of people, what is the answer for those kind of people who say?
You know what? Just stay away from them. This is just loose talk. Yeah, this is loose talk. It's not based on anything, right? How do you say? Prove it. You can tell them, prove it. Right? How do you know they have gone there? And they'll just come, I know. Right? Just stay away. This is Gramya Katha. Somebody dies and then, he's gone to heaven. And that's a polite way of saying he was Swarg Siddhar Gaya, right? Anybody dies in India, they say Swarg Siddhar Gaya. Swarg Siddhar Gaya means that he's gone to heavenly planet. Does everybody go to heavenly planets? Right? Just a polite way of saying that. Yeah, it's just politeness that people say was Swarg Siddhar Gaya. Who is going to say that my dad was such a lousy person, he's actually rotting in hell? Nobody will say that, right? It's politeness, so they will say that, right? And sometimes people, in order to glorify others, they will also say that, oh, and we are very sure that he's liberated. But it's not based. It's not a sound proposal. It's not based on anything, right? If you're making a statement, it has to be based on something, some shastric reference. You can say, okay, because of this, that that I know that he has gone, right? Like Prabhupada used to tell, so we know he's in authority. And then Arjuna asks, Adhir Nartika Pragya, he has a certain behavior. He also has a certain behavior. Noisy lines, please close, and then please mute. And then Krishna tells him, how does he behave? How does he sit? How does he stand? So if your behavior is exactly opposite of that of a liberated person as described in the scriptures, you know for sure that this is not a liberated person, right? Like that. So rather than spending a lot of time in trying to analyze and see, is he liberated, is he not liberated, is he liberated, is he not liberated, you just treat everybody as and treat yourself as Srinadapi Sunichena Taroreva Sahashruna. That way you'll be safe, right? Because the moment we start categorizing people in our head, that okay, so Shraddha not liberated, Priyanka yes liberated, Chaitanya Priya not liberated, Varshana yes liberated, like that, when you start classifying them, then your behavior towards them will also change. And your change of behavior is not based on some solid evidence, right? It is just mental speculation. And Prabhupada says, do not speculate. Do not speculate. He has gone there, he's not gone there, Just say, I am the lowest of the lowest. I will serve everybody. That's a good and a safe place to be in, especially when you're pursuing devotional service. Right? Api chet suduracharo, bhajte mam anyane bha. Right? I mean, in India, especially because of the cultural momentum there, because all these things started from there. There are so many people who will tell you so many things. For example, I remember to Vidyavadu Devi Dasi, there was a man who came, and she was in Uttarkashi, up in the Himalayas, where people are generally more spiritual. And that man used to come and say, like, you know what? I can walk on water. I can walk on water, and I can change. I can become blue in color. He was almost just on the verge of saying that I'm Krishna. And she was talking to me, and then I told her that Prabhupada says, what's the big deal if you can walk on water? You're not, and ducks also walk on water. Fish is swimming in water. What's the big deal you're doing by walking on water? What are you achieving? If I have to cross a river, I'll use a boat and I will cross it. So you do what human beings are supposed to do, and which is atato brahma jigyasa. You're supposed to find out about Bhagwan, and that we don't do.
Mataji, and that reminds me of it gives, like, I was thinking that Hanuman is like, he has so many mystic powers, but he never says that I am God, whereas almost as close to
yes
be close, and but he never says so.
He never says that. The higher you are, the more you bend down. The heavier a tree is, the more it bends down. The more the fruits are there on a tree, the tree will bend down even more. So the more you have content inside you, you will bend down even more, like that. So yes, and very interesting. I was watching a television. Now this is almost many years ago when I used to watch television. There was this girl from India. She was here in USA, and so she was like a sadhvi, and young, maybe not more than 8 years old girl. And so you can go to India, and one of my colleagues at work also did this stupid thing. And you can go to India and register with them, pay them good money, and they will put you through a procedure where you do some meditations or etc. You do, and you get the mystic powers. So this girl had achieved the mystic powers of being able to close her eyes and still see. Right? And so for that, then she came on national television here in USA, and the man was interviewing him. And obviously the man was from this country. And so he was asking, show me, and he tested her. And every time he used to write something on the piece of paper and ask her, what number did I write? And she would tell, like that. So she had those mystic powers, and, the audience went clapping and all that. But then he said one thing which stuck, and, it keeps on coming to my mind again and again when we talk about mystic powers, is that, he said, what is the use of this power? If you have a mystic power, what good use is to that? And Hanuman put all his mystic powers to good use, right? becoming smaller than the smallest. He was able to enter into Ashok Vatika, becoming bigger than the biggest. He was able to cross the ocean, becoming faster than the fastest. He was able to get the Sanjeevani Booty. He was able to do all that because of mystic powers. And he utilized those mystic powers, as Priyanka, you were saying, that he never declared, but he used them in the service of the Lord. That's how they're supposed to be used. And otherwise, with all these small mystic powers, and that's why Prabhupada always says that when you are doing devotional service, these mystic powers will come to you. And when the mystic powers come to you, that is a test for you, because mystic powers can be so intoxicating that you will just get into that, then come out, have shows and say, you know what, I can make gold manifest out of air, and the public will go, wow, you are Bhagwan and all that stuff. And one fine day, Bhagwan is dead, right? So you have to be careful of these things. And that's why Srimad Bhagavatam, in the very first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, says that it is not, kuhuka. It is not the cheating religion. It will not cheat you. To that extent, even the Vedas cheat you a little bit, because all that they tell you is how to, some sections of the Vedas, I must declare, will only tell you how to get over the miseries of the life so that you can live nicely over here. What they are not telling you is that we have actually postponed your miseries to another life till you come back again. But there are sections of the Vedas that tell you how to get out of this situation, like that. So liberation, the real liberation, that you just get out from here.
Thank you so much. Really wonderful explanation.
Yeah. And I saw some answers on Facebook. Venu Gita is also there. And yes, she says, until and unless one is not coming back in this material world, it is not called liberation. Correct. Exactly right. Yeah. And Vijay Mamleti Mataji is saying, no, for some things. And I know she's talking about the examples that I gave for is it or is it not? Yeah. Yeah. And Rohit Kumar, joining us from India, says that when a person is out, he's got no shelter yet out of the prison house. Yes, very right. Very right. Yes. All good reflections. Thank you for sharing that. So we were doing a time check at 7 o'clock and now it's 7:30, which is 10:30 in the East Coast for some of you. So we will call it a day here, and we will be meeting again in a few hours, less than 12 hours. We will be meeting precisely in 11 hours from now. We'll be meeting for a Bhagavad Gita class where we are reading from chapter number 2 of Bhagavad Gita. So from now till tomorrow, have a fantastic rest of the day. Think of Krishna, and we will see you again. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for sharing all your thoughts and suggestions. Hare Krishna. Vanchikalpatrubhyascha kripasindhubhyevacha patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Gopremanande Hari Hari Bol. Thank you, Sonal Mataji, for joining us. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Archana Mataji. Hari Bol. Okay, Hari Bol to all of you who are who were brave enough to join on Zoom. And we'll